Have you ever wanted to travel back in time? Well, today that's exactly what we'll be asking our two time travellers to do. Bill Shepherd will find out if he could make it as a builder back in the Iron Age.
That's lovely.
And cake maker Julia Gale is going back to basics, cooking for the hungry workers. But will they survive in the year 35, or will it all go horribly wrong? So here we are then, Bill and Julia. Welcome to 35 AD. It's actually nearly the end of the Iron Age, and the Romans haven't reached Britain in big numbers yet. Won't be another 10 years or so before they're here in force. But the country is currently divided into warring tribes who like nothing more than a good old scrap, as you can see. But don't worry, you're quite safe, I will protect you. Well over 1 million people living in Britain, and most of them lived in places like this. Small homesteads with round houses and outbuildings, and believe it or not, they're made out of wood, mud and animal dung. Now, Bill, you are a builder from Wiltshire. Do you use a lot of animal dung?
Not a great deal.
That doesn't surprise me somehow. So what do you get up to in a normal day-to-day then on the job?
I'm a general builder, and that covers pretty well every aspect of the building trade, from groundwork to bricklaying, plumbing, roofing, pretty well a bit of everything.
A jack of all trades?
Correct.
And how do you think you'll get on in the Iron Age?
Well, it looks like heavy work, but I'll give it my best shot.
Ah, that's the right attitude. The British spirit, that's what we want to hear. And Julia, you're from Wiltshire as well.
Yes.
A bit of a baker, I understand. You make posh cakes.
Yes, I do.
I make wedding cakes and birthday cakes, most celebration cakes. I also teach. I teach cake decorating and making sugar flowers.
I'm just molding the paste.
Fantastic. Well, it looks very, very pretty indeed. And I'm going to have a little taste. No, it's good stuff. And it tastes delicious. But do you think these skills are going to help you survive in the year 35?
I've got no idea, but I'm willing to give it a try.
And you're about to find out. To give Bill and Julia a taste of what life was like in the Iron Age, members of the Brigantia Reenactment Group from Portsmouth have teamed up with the New Barn Field Centre near Dorchester. Now then, Bill, have I got a special job for you, sir? This is the Iron Age, but these good people don't have a forge, so they can't make their own metal tools yet. And this is where you come in, because being a builder, you're going to build them their very own forge right here. Okay? But you're not on your own. You've got your friends to help you, and some very special builder suppliers. Are you up to the challenge?
No problem.
Oh, such confidence. Good to see. But if you do run into trouble, just ask Veratrix, and he will help you out. But for the moment, you're on your own. Good luck.
Hello, Bill.
Morning.
Well,
Veratrix,
yeah.
where's the gear?
We start here.
Bricks,
No bricks.
sand,
No,
cement?
absolutely not. We're working with wood, we're working with mud.
Right.
Like the look on the face. We start with hole digging. Your first task. Where that stick was, using antlers, make a start on digging me a hole. Use it as a pickaxe. That end will go into the ground quite happily. Have a go. You'll find once you get down a couple of inches, you'll be down into chalk.
Right, whilst Bill's doing the digging, poor soul, it's Julia's turn to find out how she'd do her job were she alive in AD 35. Are you ready to make the bread and cakes to feed the starving workers?
As ready as I'll ever be.
You'll be fine, trust me. Have you got any idea how you're going to do this?
Not at all.
Right, I've got a clue for you. Hold out your hand. This is your one and only clue. And that's it, I'm afraid. But if you do need help, it's okay, because you can ask Olwyn.
Okay, Julia. You're making bread, you're making cakes, you need flour. This is it. Put your grain through there, turn the handle. Eventually, you'll have flour.
It's an Iron Age food process.
It is.
So, Olwyn, what did people eat back in the Iron Age then? Wheat was important, was it?
It was, in the form of bread. It's more nutritious that way. A lot of meat, same sort of meats that we have now, really.
And was it the woman's job to do all the grinding?
It seems so.
Oh, good.
Yes. A lot of skeletons have been found with knee and lower back damage.
Don't tell Julia that, she'll be off like a shot. And how long does this take?
About 3/4 of an hour for loaf of bread.
Ah, right. Well, we could clearly be here for some time then.
I think we could.
The grind has been taken out of modern cooking, and food storage is much more convenient. In the Iron Age, they made do with holes in the ground. Now, Matt, I'm no fool. They didn't have fridges back in the Iron Age, did they? So what did they use?
No, but what they've got there is a storage pit, which would have been used for storing corn and grain underground in bell-like chambers.
Uh-huh.
And they would have been sealed in, and it would have been very good long-term storage of corn.
But how did they keep it fresh?
It would seal itself in. The corn in contact with the ground on the outside would start to germinate and rot. That would take out all the oxygen out of the hole and encapsulate all the corn. So as long as it was kept sealed, it would stay very good quality for very long term.
But in essence, it was actually an Iron Age fridge, I guess.
To a degree, yeah. I mean, there's certainly small versions of this have been found in many houses, which have been used for short-term storage. And in Ireland, in fact, they found some butter which has been left in the bog and preserved perfectly.
Fantastic. Wouldn't be very fresh now, though. Wouldn't find it on my toast, that's for sure. Back at the forge, the heavy work's really starting. It's all shoulders to the beam as the frame of freshly cut oak starts to go up. And this is somewhere that height really does have its advantages. While Bill and his pals are busy packing chalk into the foundations with their antlers, Veratrix has disappeared to the meadow. Just hold on there 1 second. Are you not cheating? Bill's down there with an antler.
Of course he is. We're making him do it the difficult way. He's actually building a forge. And with a forge, we can make more iron tools.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you, because you're 6'6" for a start. But this looks very familiar. I've got one just like this in my garage.
Ah,
is it worth a fortune?
Designs of tools go back a long way. Iron Age tool designs last a very long time.
So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely, it's the only way to do it.
Let's have a go, actually. Ah, yeah. Is Veratrix your real name, can I ask?
No, it isn't. I'm actually called David.
I should have guessed.
Veratrix is actually the name of a real person from the Iron Age. The only version of the word we have is actually Romanized, so we're not actually sure what the exact Iron Age name would be.
Okay, fair enough. And what would they have used these things for? Just general digging?
On a farm like this, general digging and cultivation, and of course on the hill forts, the market towns, for putting the defence works round as well.
Would they have used it as a weapon? Because they were a fairly wild bunch, weren't they? Swinging these things with their abandon.
Yes, you could, but the Durotrigae were relatively settled. It's a very large tribal
who?
area.
Sorry?
The Durotrigae.
Who are they?
That's the name of the tribe from this area.
Oh, okay.
They were relatively settled. There was obviously friction on the boundaries, but within the area, no, settled farmers.
Well, Julia, is it very different to making bread at home?
No, well, it's hard work as ever. The recipe is pretty much the same, but
Yeah.
I think the conditions are completely different, of course.
What's wrong with it?
Oh, for goodness sake! I mean, at home I've got 2 sinks, everything's spotless. I've got running water, electrical equipment.
What do you need the running water for?
To wash my hands.
Because we have water. We have water from the river down the road. And we do have soap, but we use it mostly for washing clothes. Our clothes are more valuable than our hands. You'd wash your hands when you're desperate.
So how do you keep your hands clean? How do you keep clean? I mean, how do you keep the
Scrape
germs
them off,
away
what-
from...
We haven't discovered germs.
Okay, once the joints are completed, this is the last piece of the major framework. The joints themselves will be pegged together when the building's upright.
Don't we use nails?
No, you're thinking iron nails? No, much too expensive.
Yeah, right.
Iron needs to be used for tools and things. We use wooden pegs.
This is all looking pretty impressive here, chaps. How's it going for you, Bill?
Fine.
Yeah?
Fine, yes. It's harder with hand tools than it is with mechanical tools, but yes, the joints are virtually the same as joints today.
Well, you're doing a fine job. But Veratrix, how do we know this is authentic? They actually use these methods?
A lot of it is based on archaeology, finds in, for instance, waterlogged sites. Lots of pieces of timber turn up in the archaeology, and it gives us a good idea of the timber being used, the joints being used, gives a rough idea of the buildings as well.
Go on, that's it. Keep it going, keep it going.
Women certainly had it very difficult in the Iron Age.
Do you think so?
Oh, yes. I mean, at least now we've got equal rights.
We had equal rights.
Oh, come on.
Don't believe me.
Well, no.
We were able to choose our husbands, divorce our husbands. We were able to be warriors if we wanted to. In fact, we were tough people, you know.
Ah, fantastic. Well done, girls. Something for me to nibble on.
We're not
here for a
just here
reason.
to do things for you, you
Let
know.
my fire go out.
Oh, hello.
Who has let my fire go out?
Julia,
Is that you?
Is it your fault? It
wasn't me.
Somebody has.
Is the
How
fire
could you-
important?
How could they do anything like that? Of course it's important.
Why?
How am I going to feed my guests without a fire? We should be socially disgraced.
we will.
Come on, sort that fire out.
It's your fault. You've upset him now. He's bigger than all three of us put together.
Julia.
Bill's moved on to walls now. He's weaving thinner branches together to make wattle, which will eventually be covered with something called daub. He's very keen to find out exactly what daub is made from, but Veratrix is being rather mysterious. All he'll say is that it's a bit like cement, only smellier. Cement's pretty familiar stuff for Bill, and after a hard morning shoveling, he likes nothing better than a nice cup of tea. I'm very sorry about the fire, Dane. I didn't really realise things like that, but we'll sort it out, don't you worry.
Okay, very
Bad news, I'm afraid, guys. The cakes and bread are off for the moment. Now, I'm sorry about that, but can I join you and have a glass of whatever you're having? This seems far more sociable. Yeah, oh, thank you very much indeed. So, what are we drinking? This looks like beer. Is it beer? Ale. Ale. So is this what they drank back in the Iron Age? They didn't have a cup of tea or anything like that? Mm. And it's mighty fine stuff too. Ale all the way around, fantastic.
What on earth are you doing?
Oh, well,
Working my fingers to the bone and you standing here drinking with your friends.
We've had a bad day.
A bad day.
It's been a hard day.
this is where I let you in on a bit of a secret. Bill and Julia are partners in real life. Apparently doesn't get any cakes at home either. Settle down, you two. Enough bickering, thank you very much. Okay, now listen. I think it's about time you really got into the swing of the Iron Age, okay? So in part 2, you're going to be wearing the authentic kit. Bill, this is for you, sir. There you go. And Julia, we have an outfit for you as well.
Oh,
And also in part 2, seeing as you let the fire go out, you can relight my fire using these authentic tools of the trade. As for Bill, he'll be heading off to the dung pit. Cheers, all.
Cheers.
The beautiful cat.